Good evening, everyone. I am Jennifer Fairbank, Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice Chief Executive Officer. Welcome to our annual public meeting. We had hoped to gather together in person today and finally celebrate 70 years of commitment to this community. However, it is too soon to do that safely. But we hope that in May 2022, we will see you all in person. This time last year, it is easy to forget how scary and isolating the threat of COVID-19 was to all of us. How the virus spread was still unclear, and people were just starting to wear masks. Here at Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice, we could not stay home. Very quickly, we had to figure out how to safely continue our home visits without endangering our staff or patients. Our Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice family demonstrated incredible resilience in the face of the ongoing pandemic. Sometimes a picture tells a story better than words. Here is a short collection of video and images from the year that was 2020.
We are going to be videoing the proper sequence of donning and doffing personal protective equipment known as PPE. Don mask, cover your nose, mouth, and secure over bridge of nose.
We are so fortunate to have a dedicated board of directors to guide and support us. I would like to take a moment to introduce Mark Huff, our board president. Mark, I want to thank you and the board for their service to Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice.
Hello, everyone. I am Mark Huff, president of the Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice Board of Directors. What a year we have all had. It was one that posed personal challenges to us all, as well as challenges to so many businesses and organizations. None were more challenged than those providing healthcare services and the individuals within those organizations providing direct patient care. Sadly, 2020 saw many agencies unable to survive the challenges and were forced to close their doors. For Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice, 2020 was not just a year of survival, but one marked with significant achievements and a focus on growth. The sign of a strong nonprofit agency is that they can successfully merge the power of the board, agency leadership, and staff to fulfill its mission and advance the public good. As we look back on 2020, we see clear evidence of the strength of this organization. I've had the privilege of serving as Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice Board President for the past 2 years, as we powered through the challenges presented by the COVID pandemic. As we begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel, we emerge as an even stronger organization, ready to face the next challenge. Great nonprofit board members have good character, a strong commitment to the mission, and a willingness to use personal and professional resources and time to advance the organization. Our Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice board members possess these qualities and have fulfilled their commitment to both strengthening the governing structure that oversees this wonderful organization and serving as active participants in moving this agency through current challenges and into the future. I'd like to thank our generous board of directors for their service and leadership throughout this pandemic. As the result of the diligence of our membership, we've made significant progress in achieving our board's 2020 strategic goals, including updating our bylaws to guide good governance, building a committee structure designed to provide enhanced oversight, establishing robust quality metrics for monitoring agency performance. I am pleased to accept the board's request to continue serving as their president for an additional term. I look forward to helping guide the agency through our future endeavors that includes garnering the voice of our patients, families, and the community so that their feedback is integral to our decision-making process. In closing, I want to express a sincere thanks to our Chief Executive Officer, Jennifer Fairbank, and to senior leadership who have successfully navigated this agency through the challenges of 2020. And especially to our line staff, who are the heart and soul of this agency. It is their professionalism and dedication that helps us fulfill our mission of providing optimal health and quality of life to individuals and families in our community. Thank you.
As I reflect on 2020, a wave of emotion rushes over me. This emotion, I've come to realize, is pride. I'm so proud to be leading an organization that only gets stronger in the face of adversity. As the impacts of COVID-19 took hold, we were presented with unprecedented challenges. It bears repeating that this agency did not miss a beat and immediately began implementing emergency preparedness plans and pivoting services in response to the new medical, behavioral, and social needs of our patients and families. We adjusted procedures to ensure staff and patient safety and increased supports to our patients, many of whom were dealing with their illness in isolation from family and friends. In addition, our staff and tremendous volunteers found a way to hold socially distant public flu clinics and administered 1,300 plus flu vaccines to avoid the potential of a serious twindemic of seasonal flu and COVID. By tapping deep reserves of energy, our frontline staff and those in the back office who supported them came together and helped each other so that our doors remained open, our PPE supplies remained adequate, and patients continued to receive the same great care we have been delivering for 70 years. Thank you to my staff's families for being there for your loved ones while they worked tirelessly to ensure the safety of their patients and colleagues. We are proud to report that Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice has assumed a new public health leadership role in our community. Recognizing that we could all benefit from a collective response to COVID, we helped spearhead the Newport County Community Healthcare Collaborative. Together with Newport Hospital, East Bay Community Action, Child and Family, Newport Mental Health, the Newport Health Equity Zone, and others, we now advocate for needed resources and work in partnership to ensure that vulnerable, at-risk, and hard-to-reach residents have every opportunity to obtain the COVID vaccine. There is every reason for the collaborative to exist beyond this pandemic. Let me quote one of our community partners who said, "We are developing a new approach to addressing public health issues that needs to be ongoing. Together, we are learning ways to be better at what we do, and we need to apply these lessons learned to other public health issues that will certainly arise in the future. In addition, agency leaders recognize that proactive planning and continuous improvement are a constant, and COVID has not distracted them from these efforts. We therefore continue to move forward with our strategic plan to strengthen and increase our resiliency, support a nimbler response to new challenges, and ensure future growth. I am so proud to be able to share the following highlights with you. In 2020, we realigned the senior leadership team to provide support and oversight to each segment of our evolving organization. To help us manage this change, we are regularly offering new professional development opportunities to the team. We added a new position of Chief Operating Officer and brought in Kate Mercier, a seasoned leader who you will meet shortly. She is focused on growing hospice, integrating home care and rehabilitation services, and strengthening special programs. We opened 2 new branch offices, a small location in Providence, and a larger North Kingstown office to accommodate growth in the southern portion of Rhode Island. I often ask myself, what is at the core of this organization that enables us to thrive in the face of adversity? When I stop, listen, and observe, I become acutely aware of our staff's belief that everyone has the right to excellent health care, and witness a remarkable commitment to ensuring that every patient receives the services they need to live their best life. We thank our Board of Directors for providing us with the expertise and direction we need to maintain our course, and to our generous volunteers, individual donors, and foundations who make our work possible. We also thank our patients, their families, and the greater community for their endless support and for acknowledging the difference we make in people's lives. With your support, we look forward to a prosperous 2021 as we begin to realize the long-term benefits of our strategic plan and implement the knowledge gained from this incredibly challenging year to forge a strong, sustainable organization. Thank you.
Hello, I am Kate Mercier, Visiting Nurse, Home and Hospice Chief Operating Officer. I am so grateful for this leadership opportunity, and I have been impressed by many things here over the last 6 months. What stands out to me is the daily effort that is put into clinical staff safety, COVID preparedness, and exceptional patient care. There is also a strong commitment to taking care of the community, our patients, but also their family members and caregivers. I have been quickly oriented to the strategic plan and am very excited to continue to work on our care delivery model with an emphasis placed on care transitions and an interdisciplinary care approach. We have an incredible team of nurses, therapists, aides, social work, chaplains, and leadership to accomplish our goals at all levels of the organization, while keeping the patient at the center of our efforts. We have come so far already. We have put an emphasis on internal communications to all staff. We are collecting a lessons learned from the pandemic to prioritize education and policy change. And we are using data to drive our decisions and organizational change. We will continue to also evaluate and strengthen our community outreach, as this is the backbone of our mission. Since my arrival, I have had the privilege of reading many letters, cards, and survey comments that praise the work of our clinical teams. It is obvious that we are delivering quality care and that staff and patient connections are deep-rooted in the communities we serve. Tonight, we want to celebrate some of our amazing team members by recognizing the COVID heroes among them. The awardees were selected from each service line and reflect a willingness to go above and beyond the call of duty throughout the pandemic. Here are our winners. Thank you to these amazing employees.
Mary Dyer was a long-serving and dedicated Chief Executive Officer for Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice. In her honor, the Mary A. Dyer Award was established in 1989 by the Board of Directors to recognize individuals or organizations that have demonstrated outstanding service to the agency. This year's Mary A. Dyer Award goes to two people, a husband and wife, who volunteer their time to honor and celebrate our aging veterans. Our winners, retired Navy Commander Lisa Spear Hewitt, one of our physical therapists, and her husband, retired Navy Captain Gregory Hewitt, a hospice volunteer. They don their dress blues and visit our veteran patients, many of them in hospice, and conduct an honor ceremony that culminates with a special award pinning and salute. Here's a moving video of them honoring one of our vets.
This is a little memento of our appreciation. It's a little pin, and it says, "We honor veterans." And I have the honor of pinning it on you.
Wow, Dad.
Thank you, Lisa and Greg. You have indeed demonstrated outstanding service to our veteran patients and have made all of us at Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice so very proud.
The Kathleen CanDo Award was established last year to recognize individual nurses, therapists, and providers who have demonstrated a commitment to delivering relevant healthcare education to the senior community. This year's award goes to someone who always puts patients first. In 2020, despite COVID, she worked tirelessly to find a way to safely operate flu clinics at our community senior centers. It was not easy. New safety rules had to be followed, and each center came with its own challenges. In the end, we held about 50 flu clinics, and it is really thanks to her. This year's Kathleen CanDo Award goes to Nan Haffenreffer. Thank you, Nan, for all you do for our community and especially for our seniors.
Without our volunteers who visit hospice patients, help staff our flu clinics, serve on our board, and help with any number of administrative tasks, we would be lost. We recognize the following volunteers for their years of service. Volunteer Presidential Awards are given to those volunteers who clock 100 or more hours in a calendar year. Thank you to all volunteers for your gifts of time and talent. The agency would be lost without you.
Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice has been blessed with loyal employees. Employees celebrating milestone anniversaries with the agency were given their award pins within their smaller work groups. Thank you all for your dedication to the Visiting Nurse Home and Hospice mission. In closing, I want to thank the many foundations and individual donors who continue to support us. Please consider a gift today by visiting our website. Last year, we had to cancel our chocolate brunch fundraiser due to COVID. This year, we are happy to announce that this great event will return in person on Sunday, November 7th, with more details coming soon. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay informed of upcoming events. Thank you all for coming.